Today is day 169 of the podcast, and I've started talking about the fruit of the Spirit, and that I think the first one is love. The giving and receiving of love is how God accesses His creation again. And I shared my verse that I would most use for ministry if I only had one verse was 1 John 4:16 to 19, and I want to focus on that first part. We have come to know and have believed the love God has for us. And I want to share with you about a prayer summit that I went and facilitated back east a number of years ago. My husband and I facilitate prayer summits. It's basically 4 days seeking the Lord as leaders in a community, no agenda, but waiting on the Lord for direction. And we got to a place where we were kind of stuck. There wasn't any response to any direction we were giving, and we would propose a direction to go and it would just kind of come flat again. And so I sensed the Lord tell me that there was a question I needed to ask. And so I shared that question with Dan, and it was still kind of like, wait a minute, don't do anything yet. But we just stayed stuck. And so finally I asked this question to a group of, this is a group of pastors and ministry leaders. So this is a very odd question to ask. But I asked the question, is there anybody here who does not believe that God loves them? And when I asked that question, after kind of being stalled out for so long, I asked that question. One pastor got up, got into the middle of the circle of chairs, laid down, curled up into a fetal position, and began to sob like a baby. And when I said that, I heard the Lord urge me in my spirit, there's more. And so I said, there's more. 7 more people got up, got into the middle of the circle, laying on the floor and crying like babies. And then the Lord spoke to me a third time and said, there's more. And at this point, I'm getting somewhat alarmed, because what on earth now? What do we do now? So I said, there's more. And we had a total of 15 pastors and ministry leaders weeping on the floor, sobbing, because they have been in ministry their whole lives. They have understood the theology that God loves them, and they had it as a concept in their mind, and they taught it. But they themselves had never believed it in the core of their being, in their heart. And so over the course of that prayer summit, God accessed the heart with His truth. And God brought to each of these who were so struggling to be faithful, but at the core of their being had never believed themselves that they were loved. So we're going to continue on this topic, but here's today's question for you. Is there anything interrupting your ability to know and believe God loves you?